Alright guys, welcome back. This is our chapter 1 and 2 review. Okay, so we're putting everything together now. Let's get to it. Complete each problem below. Make sure to show all your work to receive full credit, reduce circle, and label all final answers. First thing we want to do here is distribute. Okay, so I'm going to get y minus 24 plus 6y equals negative 18 minus 2y. Okay, on the left hand side, combine like terms. Y and 6y is 7y. From here, I'm going to bump over the 2y and add it over to get 9y over here. I'm going to combine two steps into one. Add 24 over. Negative 18 plus 24 gives me 6. When you divide, we get 6 over 9. We always want to reduce down our answers to get 2/3. Okay? Just a little quick trick to show you guys. If you're using this calculator, sorry for the glare. A little better. Here we go. 6 divided by 9. Obviously, I think you guys know that one. But if you hit math, which is right here, and enter, it reduces it down for you. Great trick to have. All right, number 2. Before I do anything to get this absolute value, got to get it by itself. Subtract 8 over. And you might be thinking to yourself, absolute value equals negative 1. However, I got to get rid of that negative out front by dividing both sides by negative 1 first. So 10 minus 2p, the absolute value of it equals positive 1. Now you can split it up. 10 minus 2p equals 1. 10 minus 2p equals negative 1. Subtract 10 over. Negative 2p equals negative 9. Sorry, I'm running out of room here. P equals 9 halves. Subtract 10 over on this side. Negative 2p equals negative 11. Divide by negative 2. P equals 11 over 2. So my two answers are 9 halves and 11 halves. Okay? 4.5 and 5.5. So, very good. All right, if you did put decimals here, that's fine. Same thing over here. I'm going to keep encouraging you guys to use improper fractions. It's just a good habit to get into with pre-calc next year. Number 2, solve and graph each inequality below. Write the solution to each inequality interval notation. Subtract 4 from all three sides. Okay, negative 9 is less than or equal to 3a, which is less than or equal to 8. Divide everything by 3. There we go. Okay. Now, as far as write the solution to each inequality interval notation, you're starting at negative 3. You're going to 8/3. That's everything in the middle. That's a bracket there, sorry. Oop, nope, I was right. This is just less than. So negative 3, 8/3. It's a bracket because it's less than or equal to. It's a parentheses because it's just less than. Sorry for the pen there, mistake, but very good. Over here, number 2, multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of this 1/3. Because it's less than, alright, less than is going to be an and. So, negative 12 is less than x minus 5, which is less than 12. Same idea here. I'm doing this because it's an absolute value. Alright, add 5 to all three sides. Okay, as far as interval notation goes, I'm starting at negative 7. I'm going to 17. This time I'm using both parentheses because it's just less than, less than. Alrighty? Part 3, number 1, complete each problem below. State the domain of the following in interval notation. Well, again, as far as your denominator goes, you cannot have it equal to 0. So we're going to do 2x plus 8 cannot equal 0. Solve it. Subtract 8 over. Divide by 2. X cannot equal negative 4. So it's everything except for negative 4. And how we do that is negative infinity to negative 4, parentheses, union, negative 4 to infinity. Notice I'm using parentheses around the infinity. It's because the way I look at it is, can you ever really reach infinity? If you know, I mean, if I say it's 1,000, then you could say it's 1,001, and you can keep adding 1 every single time. Let f of x equal x squared plus 4x minus 7. What is the value of f of negative 3? Again, all I'm doing here is replacing x with negative 3. Okay, negative 3 squared is 9, minus 12, minus 7. Let's see, -3, -10, boom, there you go. Okay? Very good. Graph each problem below. Y equals 4/3 x minus 3. This is your y-intercept. We're coming down here 3. Okay? Again, I know it's kind of hard to see on this video camera. Sorry about that. That's my x-axis. The slope is 4/3. We're going up 4, right 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. As long as you label your points correctly, you're good. Connect your dots. This is just a y equals, so I don't have to worry about correct shading anything. We're good. If you would like, you could make an XY table over here. I'm fine with that as well. Let's see, 3, 1, and label your points. If you label them nicely, we're good. If not, do this so that I can tell. Okay, and I only need 2 points. Number 2, get y by itself. -2y is less than or equal to -3x plus 8. Divide everything by -2. When you divide by a negative for an equality, the sign flips. Alright, -4 is my y-intercept. My slope is 3/2. It's greater than or equal to, so it's a solid line. Greater than or equal to is everything above it. So because this one's an inequality, we shade it in. We're good. Number 3, absolute value. This is the vertex one. It's the opposite on the inside, so opposite of -3 is +3. And then same on the outside too. And my slope is what's out front, which in this case is just 1. So 3/2 is my vertex. Boom. I draw my line of symmetry. Slope is 1, up 1 over 1. Flip that point. Flip this point across the line of symmetry. You've got your V-shaped graph. You're all good. Okay, make sure you have your arrows on the end of it. And lastly, number 4, these are your piecewise, which are a little brutal, I know. 2x minus 3 if x is less than or equal to 1. I'm going to draw a dashed line down at 1 just to help me out. So 2x minus 3 is down here at -3, up 2 over 1. Now because it's less than or equal to 1, I can do a solid dot here. And it's everything to the left, because I'm less than or equal to 1. Meanwhile, for the next side, it's x minus 2 if x is greater than 1. So my y-intercept is -2, okay, and my slope is up 1 over 1. Notice I'm starting at the same exact point. It would be an open circle, but it's already filled in. Let's see here. Keep going up 1 over 1. There you go. These get more complex whenever you start to shift where the break is. The previous practice test we had, the break was at the line x equals 0. Here it's at 1. But notice that this first line is right here going to the left. This second line is right here going off to the right. They look similar, but there is a little bend there. Just be aware of it, okay? Awesome. On to the back. Write an equation of a line in slope-intercept form with the given properties. Passes through the following points. We need slope. You will have this formula. You don't have to memorize formulas. x1, y1, x2, y2. 7 minus 9 over -2 minus -6. Be careful with your negative signs. Up top is -2. Down low, -2 plus 6 is 4. So there's my slope. Pick any point you want then. I'm going to go with this one just because it has 2 in it. It's my favorite number. 7. And now where am I doing this from? Y equals mx plus b. Okay. Plugging everything in. 7 goes in for y. -1/2 goes in for x. Or for m rather. My x is -2 plus b. -1/2 times -2 is +1. Subtract b is 6. Now that I have everything I need, highlight them, we're good. Okay. Number 2, it's actually a little bit easier. This is an x and a y, passes through this point, and is parallel to this line. Parallel slopes need to be the same. So what's the slope of this line? -3. So the parallel slope must also be -3. So go back to slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Plug a 2 in for y, plug a -3 in for m, -3 in for x plus b. Subtract it over. B equals -7. So put everything back in. -3x minus 7 There we go. Okay. Cool. Last three. See if we can get these done in the 15-minute time limit. Lauren traveled for 6 hours in her car at a constant speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and then traveled on a bus at a constant speed for 3 hours and 20 minutes. If the total distance she traveled was 1,000 kilometers, what was the speed of the bus? Well, we know she went 6 hours in the car at 120, so we're going to do 6 times 120 to get 720. So she went 720 kilometers in just the car. Well, she went 1,000 total, so let's subtract that from there. 280. So that means she went in the bus, she traveled 280 kilometers in the bus. So we want to take that 280 and divide it by 3 hours and 20 minutes. However, how do I represent that? Well, I can't, I want all the same units, so I only want hours. So 20 minutes is a third of an hour. So I'm going to do 280 divided by 3.33, because I'm taking 1/3 of an hour. So 280 divided by 3.33, we get 84.08. Okay, so let's go around to the nearest hundredth here. 84.08 kilometers per hour. Again, where was the tricky part here? It was probably the 3 hours and 20 minutes. Make sure you're always using the same units. So I just switched it over to hours and we were good. Number 2, in a certain city, the amount of property tax paid varies directly with the assessed value of the property. If the family whose house is assessed at $9,000 pays $31.50 in property tax during a certain year, what's the assessed value of a house whose owners paid $28.50? Separate proportion. 90,000 over 31.50. This is almost exactly as the other one. Equals x over 28.50. 31.50 equals, 31.50x equals, we're doing 90,000 times 28.50. We get a very large number. Divide that by 31.50. $81,428.57. Okay, not too bad. And lastly, 2 trains are 365 miles apart traveling towards center until they meet. Train A averages 40 miles per hour and train B averages 55 miles per hour. Train B started 2 hours after train A. If train A started at 9:30 a.m., what time the trains meet, how many miles each train travel upon. So train A is 40 miles per hour, so I'm going to call that 40 times x, how many hours it travels. And train B traveled at 55 miles per hour, but it was 2 hours less. So I'm going to write out the expression x minus 2. It's 2 hours less. And I know total they traveled 365 miles. So let's solve this equation to get how many hours total that was going on here. That gives me 95x. If I add over 110, 475. I'm doing 475 divided by 95. Gives me 5. So x equals 5. Okay, so that's 5 hours that train A is traveling. So let's take a look at this. 5 times 40 gives me 200 miles. And train B, if I put a 5 in here, it's 5 minus 2 is 3. So 3 times 55 is 165 miles. Should make sense because 365 miles apart. And lastly, what time did 2 trains meet? Well, it's 5 hours after, let's see, 9:30. So 5 hours later. Let's see, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. Okay, 2:30 is when they meet, p.m. It's in the afternoon. All right, whew, got done with everything just in time. I know I went a little fast there. Please feel free to pause it and replay it if you need to, or just ask me in class. I just want to get everything in one video for this one. So please let me know whatever you guys need. And again, as always, good luck. We're all counting on you.